Good evening, and welcome to the Wednesday, November 5th, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. We're calling the meeting to order. Okay, we have one record plat on the agenda, RP-9572-02023, the Spectrum at Watkins Mill, Block C, Lot 7 and 8, and Parcel K. Okay,
No comments, just ready for your signature.
okay, all right, thank you. All righty, we're going to move on to the site plan.
I think we need approval.
Oh,
Yep,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me to move and.
That's right, I'm sorry. I need a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the record plat as presented.
I second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes, okay. Record plat, all righty. Record plat RP-9572, AFP 10187-2025. 3 building addition totaling 7,988 square feet and associated site work at 200 Orchard Ridge Drive in the MXD Mixed-Use Development Zone. Amendment to final plan. And with us is our applicant, Hannah Williams, AstraZeneca, and with us, okay, you ready to start?
I'll introduce it first.
Okay, thank you, Caroline Side.
Sure. Good evening, Commissioners. Staff is before you tonight to present amendment to final site plan application AFP 10187-2025. The subject property is located at 200 Orchard Ridge Drive, which is part of Lot 9, the Ridges portion of the AstraZeneca campus. The Lot 9 is outlined in blue on the aerial, and the building that is the subject of the amendment to final plan is shown, which is 200 Orchard Ridge. The property is in the MXD, Mixed Use Development Zone, and the current application is based on amendment to Schematic Development Plan, ASDP 9990-2024, which was approved by the Mayor and City Council on September 2nd, 2025 by Resolution R-38-25. The applicant is requesting approval for 3 building additions totaling 7,988 square feet. Associated site work, including the relocation of the loading area and modifications to the adjacent surface parking lot, are included as part of the proposed plan. The application comes before the Planning Commission in accordance with Section 24-12.6E, which requires the Planning Commission to grant amendments to approved final site plans. And here before you to make the presentation is Hannah Williams of AstraZeneca. So I will turn it over to her.
Thank you, Caroline.
Welcome, Ms. Williams.
Thank you. Good evening. Today that we are here to present the 200 Orchard Ridge Drive renovation, as Caroline mentioned. I am Hannah Williams from AstraZeneca, and I have Dana Verbosch, our design director with Gensler, here accompanying me, so she will be helping me with the presentation. First off, I'd like to just give a quick introduction to who AstraZeneca is and why our project is important to us, and then I will pass the baton over to Dana to do a design review.
Thank you.
And please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. So AstraZeneca is a multinational company. We are a biopharmaceutical company of roughly 90,000 employees worldwide. Our mission statement is pushing the boundaries of science and delivering life-changing medicines that transform the lives of patients worldwide. We have a fairly large campus here in Gaithersburg. We have roughly 818,000 square feet of mixed-use space between R&D and office space. I have a map presented here of our core campus. We mainly today will be talking about the 200 Orchard Ridge Drive building, which is in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And then I just wanted to mention why our project is important to us. So this project was actually brought up by our occupants. We have an oncology business unit team sitting in this building today. It is fully an office building. There are no labs in the building, and it houses our commercial branding team, who bring in a decent amount of revenue for our campus. And they came to us with this project in 2023, asking us to just revamp the building and do a full gut renovation that better supports them. It's better fit for purpose and just supports them in a better way, including more amenity space and just aligning better with their fast-paced, dynamic, collaborative approach to their work. And I will pass things over to Dana to do a design review of the building additions. Thank you.
Good evening.
Welcome, Ms. Kibosh.
So as AstraZeneca engaged us to bring their vision to life for the occupants of this building and ultimately for starting improvements on the campus, we really took a look at what the challenges were across the existing site. The building has some age to it and doesn't really operate the same way a modern office building should. It has a really formal vehicular drop-off area that is no longer needed. It's pretty far from the parking lot, so as occupants come to and from the building, they're coming from a totally different place and kind of entering through a back door of the building now. We notice the site is really vehicular focused and not really pedestrian friendly. So we wanted to really make some moves to start to improve the pedestrian experience. We noticed that, Hannah just shared how many buildings they have on campus. This building feels kind of disconnected from the adjacent building, which you can kind of see in the lower right-hand corner here, that houses additional amenities for AstraZeneca on their Gaithersburg campus that occupants in this building will need to utilize. So we wanted to improve their experience going from building to building and just generally kind of connect the campus a little bit better, starting with this project that's on the very sort of north side for them. There's very minimal programmable outdoor space, and as we all know, especially coming out of the pandemic, outdoor space is key. Make people feel safe, connected to nature, give everyone some fresh air, an opportunity for a little vitamin D. And then the loading dock, as Hannah mentioned, is sort of now part of that front door experience. So as you're approaching the building, you're kind of looking at the garbage, and we don't love that as part of the approach, especially as we're trying to create a great first impression and really exemplify the brand that AstraZeneca truly is and does. And then on top of that, there are stormwater management deficits that the city has long since been aware of, AstraZeneca long since been aware of. So we're using this opportunity to try to rectify some of those deficits. The building itself, as I mentioned, has some age to it, and that quote unquote like architectural formal entrance is no longer used as such. The building systems are all outdated. The glazing on the building is outdated, especially against today's energy codes. As Hannah mentioned, it really lacks amenity space that really today's workforce demands. And there's kind of these amenity spaces on the terraces that the building already has today that are unoccupiable. And I mentioned programmable outdoor space. Well, this is like such a great opportunity to utilize the existing character of the building to benefit the occupants on the inside. So as Hannah mentioned, we are suggesting 3 additions to this building. We recognize that in order to make space for the amenities that the workforce demands, we need a little bit of additional square footage. We wanted to create a more formalized entrance that faces the parking for clear wayfinding, and again, that sort of front door first impression. We created a secondary addition that we're calling the campus connector. That's a smaller entry that's kind of employee focused, but that creates that connection to that building adjacent, kind of directly faces that. So now occupants, again, don't feel like they're going in a back door, but they've got a main entrance from that building and from the adjacent parking garages as well. Again, we're prioritizing the pedestrian experience on the outside of the building. And then we are adding this 3rd addition on the backside, which was the formal architectural building entrance before. We're filling in a double height space, creating more usable square footage for them, and creating a kind of glassy, we're calling it the grotto overlook, as we build on the landscape around AstraZeneca, gives people access to green space along the back. So let's talk a little bit about the design of each of these additions. So the main entry, I already explained, we're creating that more formalized entrance. We want it to be clearly visible, not just from the parking lot, but even from the road as you come in, again, just sort of helping people know where to go. And this addition is also going to house a new grand communicating stair. So as we all know, healthy option to take the stair. We want to promote that within, this is what AstraZeneca is all about. And we're really making space for that, promoting health and wellness for the occupants in the building. We are kind of pulling out this addition to be very sort of glassy, bring in more daylight. But we are trying to detail this in a way that respects the existing building datum lines. I'm really proud and happy that AstraZeneca decided to renovate this building and not just knock it down, although maybe sometimes we're like, we kind of wish we did. But, we want to repurpose. Yes, we want to showcase like how we can really use the existing building stock and improve and make it applicable for today's modern workforce. And I think this is a great, we're patting ourselves on the back, but I think it's a great example of how we might do that in a suburban office setting. The Grotto Overlook addition, I mentioned part of this is an infill of an existing open slab inside to increase square footage. So we're not increasing a ton here, but we are pulling out this space a little bit to connect with that green space. And this really houses a key element of AstraZeneca's business for the occupants inside. So we wanted to create a special space for something that's very core to how they get their work done within the oncology business unit. Again, we're here to sort of respect some of the existing datum lines across the building, creating a language now of what those additions look like as we kind of march around. And then lastly, the campus connector. I mentioned we are creating this to connect to that adjacent building as well as the parking garages. And since we're pulling out a little bit of additional square footage on this side of the building where it terraces, we have now more opportunity for programmable outdoor space by way of a roof terrace on top of this one-story addition. So similar materiality, glass equals daylight, same kind of datum line, respective datum lines, and similar character. We did want to downplay this a little bit because it is more employee-focused as an entry, so we still think the main entry has the kind of provenance that suggests to visitors, this is where we go, and this feels really comfortable for AstraZeneca employees to experience. So in terms of the site improvement overall, I mentioned at the beginning some of the existing challenges that we have. With these renovations, we are able to relocate that loading dock so we're no longer driving into garbage or walking up to garbage when we approach the building. We are adding green space into the parking lot to really help with the stormwater management deficits. We are enhancing the pedestrian experience by creating new connections and pathways over to those parking garages. And with each area of green space we're adding, we're really bringing in more native species to increase biodiversity across the campus. I should go back, sorry. Nope, that's not how you go back. Okay, with phase one, I should mention we are doing, I'll call it kind of surgical improvements across the site. That is really connected to what we kind of need to get done to get these building additions done. And this diagram up in front of us represents that phase one plan across the existing site. You can see that roundabout still exists. We have some visitor parking still, but really our focus of those areas of improvements across the site is hugged close to the building into the parking lot where we're doing most of our major construction. And then we do have a plan for a phase two. While this is ultimately a business decision for AstraZeneca to realize a phase two plan, they do feel really that how important this really is to make these improvements across the site, and they have a goal of potentially realizing this day two plan within the next 5 to 10 years. But we really work together closely to create a meaningful design for day one that can be expanded upon in day two. So we went through the exercise of seeing what it could be and creating some ambition for us later, and then figured out what we really need to do to get phase one done, get the occupants in the building, and then AstraZeneca now has a plan to realize the sort of full site improvement for this potential phase two. And I believe that's our last slide. Are there any questions?
Go ahead. You have a question? Because I'll let you go first.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, thank you. Really love having AstraZeneca as a neighbor and part of the community, and you guys have been very cooperative for the years that I've been on the planning commission. I do have a few questions.
Sure.
The scheduling, what are you looking at now in the next 6 months, the next year? How does this look?
We are targeting full project completion, which is not only the exterior work, but there is an interior fit-out component to this, early 2027, first quarter 2027.
Q1 2027.
Yes.
Also, during the construction, will there be fencing around the new entrances to protect those entrances so the employees don't get involved with any of that?
Yes, yeah, there already is construction fencing
Oh, there are?
up. Yes,
Okay.
yep.
Excellent. And also the loading dock, the new loading dock. Previously, there was a loading dock that we had that's facing Great Seneca, and there's a gate that goes up to protect that loading dock. Will there be a gate on the new loading dock to protect as well as to make it look more aesthetically pleasing instead of just having an open area with a loading dock?
Yeah, we will have it's not necessarily a gate, but we will have a wall that
Okay.
will block the view. The great thing, I don't know if I've ever said this about a loading dock, but the great thing about this loading dock is there's really only box trucks that deliver to this building. So there's no lift, there's no,
Okay.
really the only thing that exists out here are the dumpsters for trash and recycling and compost, because the AstraZeneca compost across their campus. So it's very minimal and also very lightly used. So there is some visual protection, and if you see now, the drive is really very open as
Yeah.
it is today. Yeah.
That leads into my last question about landscaping. We don't necessarily have to see the plan now, but are there plans for landscaping to fill in the areas where the driveway used to be? and
Yes,
so on and so
yes,
forth?
yes, absolutely. And I can kind of show you. Of course, this is a rendering,
Right.
and please don't ask me about species because I am not a landscape architect, but this rendering shows what the site will look like complete.
Okay.
And you can, if you can see this dashed line around, that dashed line represents the sort of boundary of work that is happening for this phase one. So everywhere we're touching, either adding these building additions or we're modifying sidewalk or whatever we're filling back in that shows green here will be new green
Will
space.
you be losing any parking spaces as a result of this?
No, not in this phase. We're not
Okay.
losing any parking.
Thank you.
Yes.
You have
I
anything?
just had one question related to the wellness stairway, which was a fantastic idea. And you mentioned that there's going to be applied materials that you're going to be using, I guess, for the renovation. Will those materials be environmentally friendly or wellness addressed at least?
I love this question. Yes, absolutely. I will tell you, we are looking to achieve LEED, where are we now? Gold, thank you. I'm like, ooh, I don't know if you're silver or gold. We're looking to achieve LEED Gold through
Okay.
this project, as well as Fitwell certification. And just as a personal plug, working for Gensler, we have pretty strict rules around the materials that we specify. We require EPDs for every material that we specify. So we always try to go above and beyond in terms of sustainability and wellness. Yeah,
great.
I
Thank
love
you.
that question. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I just had a quick question about the new access. Can you just talk a little bit about that? As far as the orientation, vehicular traffic, and how that might change. I know you have something, Exhibit 5. So just a little bit about that for me.
As it stands today, with the work that we're doing on site, the vehicular traffic is not going to change.
Okay.
What we are planning for is what happens in phase two, where
Okay.
we are, if I go to the next slide, where we are looking to remove that quote unquote formal drop off that AstraZeneca kind of doesn't use as a formal drop off today.
Right.
And then you'll see that the kind of vehicular connection to that drop off all gets now filled in with that programmable outdoor space. And we reroute traffic. I mean, not even reroute, this path actually still exists, but we just close off an additional path so we can prioritize pedestrian foot traffic and allow the cars to kind of come in and out at the same location.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Yes.
So do we have, at this point, anyone online that has any questions that they might want to offer us?
There's no one online.
There's no one? Okay, great. Alrighty, so does that conclude your presentation?
yes.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I
Caroline?
would just, you may want to just ask if anyone in the audience also wants to provide.
Oh, I
Just so the record
apologize.
shows
Does
that.
anyone in the
Appreciate
audience have any questions?
They're all from our team,
There,
so.
there are
okay.
people.
Well, we have to ask. You're right.
Not.
Thank you. I mean, I knew that, but you're right. We got to
Sometimes
ask.
people surprise you. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So, Caroline, you want to wrap up?
I'm sorry?
You want to wrap up?
I can. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission, based on the exhibits submitted, the applicant's testimony, and the staff report findings and recommendation, grant AFP 10187-2025, amendment to final site plan, finding it in compliance with Section 24-12.6E and 24-12.6G of the City Code, with one condition that is in the staff report, it's just related to some minor movement of landscaping, so to prevent some
Can you read it
conflicts.
for us?
I'm sorry?
Can you just read it for the reading to the record?
Oh, sure. Applicant must satisfy all outstanding comments from Departments of Planning and Public Works related to the landscape plan prior to final signature of the plans.
Okay, thank you so much. So, is there any more comments? Anything else? I just want
No
to,
more
I
questions.
just
I'm
want to
good.
say, what you do, and I know this is aside from what, this renovation, but the life affirming work that this will enable is just amazing. You could have picked many other places to have your buildings and offices in here, and it's great that it's here in Gaithersburg, and this is something that we covet.
Amen.
So we appreciate that. Okay. So with that, are we ready for a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Planning Commission, based on the exhibits submitted, the applicant's testimony, and the staff report findings and recommendation, grant AFP 10187-2025 amendment to the final site plan, finding it in compliance with Section 24-12.6E and 24-12.6G of the City Code, with the one condition as read into the record.
Thank you. A second?
Second?
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That passes. Thank you. And
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank
Thank you
much.
so much.
Okay. So we are moving forward. So we're going to start from the commission. I'm going to ask Mr.
Well, I just
Kaufman?
like to congratulate the city and the citizens in the city for yesterday's election of the mayor and members of the city council. Once again, we had, looks like a really good turnout from previous years. And it's really important that everybody get out and vote. So I want to congratulate the city staff, those candidates who ran for a very well-run election, and congratulations to the city.
Thank you.
And I just echo Lloyd's comments.
He couldn't have said it better. It's wonderful. And as you said, we congratulate those who won and those who actually threw their hats in the ring, and don't give up.
Yeah.
You were there and you were trying to be a part of the process. We had absolutely strong turnout, and I know it's not official yet. They've got to count all the the mail-in ballots and that kind of thing. So it was just a wonderful opportunity to exercise the process of government. So thank you. So now, is there anything from staff?
I just want to make commissioners know that the planning department had welcomed a new planner, Isai Madrid from LA. So he had started in
Oh.
October 20th.
You said L.A.?
Yeah, from LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at some point he will be before the commission to formally
Good.
meet and do
Great. We're looking forward to
application.
it.
Yes. And the next meeting is November 19th.
Okay. All right. Carolyn, do you have anything else?
for me.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate to see you. Mr. Man.
Nothing for
the
me tonight,
Mr. The
but
Man.
thank you.
Nothing for you, sir?
Nothing for me either.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you.